Hey there, how you doing? Charlie Winters here with horse racing tips for Sunday, the 22nd of December. Well, disappointing day on the horses, but a very good day on the football. As a commenter said, 10 out of 10, all the lot up. I don't know how many goals it was in the end. I turned it off. I know it returned about 70 quid in the end. So that was a profitable day, although disappointing on the horses. Yeah, the first one of the day. I tell you what, disappointing. I actually forgot about it. So the first one won at something like 15-2. The the second one, Gats and Co. I might be getting confused now. Gats and Co. came placed at 28-1. And I tell you what, I'm sure you're watching it, and I'm sure you were like helping it jump the fence the same as I were, because all of a sudden I think we would have had a nice bet going on to Solo. Unfortunately, Solo finished one place out of the placings. It came fourth, paying out first three. Otherwise, it would have had a cracking start to the day. However, it didn't happen, and then it was disappointing after that. There was one horse that it ran exactly how I thought it would do. It was really tanky mid division, and then it didn't find a great deal, which I was hoping it did, but it didn't. So let me get into. I'm going to say Monday then. Let me get into Sunday selections. So I tell you what, a real mixed bag, but a real mixed, interesting bunch. So I am going to talk you through them. I'm very quickly going to show you why I picked them. So the first bet is a 15 pence each way, lucky 15. I shall be placing a single each way on one of these a bit later on, because I'm not planning on depositing anymore. So if there's some, I don't know if there's a can, well, in fact, I might have to be fair. But I'll tell you which one I'm going for a single on, and you'll think I'm bonkers, but by now you know I'm not bothered. So 15 pence each way, lucky 15, and a 25 pence each way accumulator. So the first selection is Arenas del Tiempo. I've left the price, it's currently about 8-1. In the 11th, 8-1 on Sky Bet, so that means something's probably about 50s on Bet365. In the 11:30 at Lingfield, paying four places instead of three. So here we go. So I'm going to show you. Right, I'm going to show you this. That's why I've just realised that's why it didn't show you last time. So I get it now. Right. So this is the race, Arenas del Tiempo. So straight away you can see, and it's not relevant to all the horses. Look at the absences for each horse. Don't get me wrong, 30 days isn't huge, but 31, 6, 84, 93. My selection 45, 57, 39, 142, 284, and 80. So the all weather season is pretty much running now. I think Arenas del Tiempo. I've actually looked at the well, not actually, because I always do, but let me have a quick. Right, this is going to get a bit confusing because I have to keep swapping tabs. So this is Arenas del Tiempo. So this is the form. So basically, this horse, it's known in the past as going absolutely miles in front. Well, it's not been doing it recently. In touch with leaders, yeah, slowly away, right, prominent, and then led soon after. So this horse, somewhere around here, led. This horse basically used to go miles in front. And I tell you what, if you look at it right, so there's a break there at 111 days. It ran very well on its reappearance. Forget that run because it ran over hurdles. But 121-day break here, ran an absolute cracker. Once again, come second. Another break there. It ran above its handicap mark with a mark of 77 compared to a handicap mark of 75. I think this horse runs well fresh. Don't get me wrong, its break that it's had isn't huge, but I think that this horse will be the horses that benefits from not having a recent run. So that's Arenas del Tiempo. So I think if that horse basically goes to the front, it could catch a few of them out, in my opinion. Realistically, it's probably going to race prominently, but I do think it's got a chance out of a lot of the horses. I think a lot of them will need the run first time. So the next selection is 5 wins. I've left the price in the 12:30 at Lingfield, paying 3 places instead of two. So this horse left Jack Jones and has joined a trainer called something like Sheila Cassidy. I've never even heard of her. She's not. I thought she was actually an Irish trainer, but no, she trains in Hertfordshire. Yeah, Stephanie. Sorry, Stephanie Cassidy. So she's not had a winner yet. She's only had 4 runners, but the last horse that ran was called So Chic, and it wasn't beaten that far at 50-1. So I'm going to give her another chance because don't get me wrong, she'll be desperate for her first ever winner. Well, this horse won last time, and this is a very dodgy race. It's a very poor race. I think this horse could go straight to the front. It could even appreciate the change in trainer. Like sometimes it can have that benefit as well. But yeah, it's. I think it'll go straight to the front and hopefully win. It's about 11-2 at the moment. The third selection in this bet is, and I'll tell you what, I really like this one, but it's a shocking race. And I think this could well win because it might be the only horse that stays the trip. There is another horse in this race that has stayed the trip in the past, but it's in questionable form. So the next selection is Sir Joseph Swan at 100 to 30. I've took the price because I think it could get smaller. Could be wrong. In the 1 o'clock at Lingfield, paying 3 places instead of two. So you're going to see the Charlie Johnson horse favourite. So it's over 2 miles. So you'd expect Charlie Johnson horse to stay 2 mile, but doesn't mean a great deal. So as you can see, never ran over 2 mile. So this is 1 mile 6 at Chelmsford. Disputed lead, lost position, prominent after 4, led over 2, headed under 2 furlong out, weakened over 1 out. 1 mile 5, right, kept on. 1 mile 4 at Musselburgh on the flat, weakened. I just think it's not up to much. 6 to 5. I don't know what the reason was then. No explanation. Beaten 34 lengths, beaten 20 lengths, and this is the favourite of the race. Don't get me wrong, it's getting well handicapped, but it's not really showing a great deal still. So that's the favourite. So let me show you. So this is the horse that I fancy. Don't get me wrong, it's not a world beater, but it has won in the past. It's won 2 flat races and two turf races and 2 all-weather races. So this is regular over 2 mile, as you can see. So took keen hold towards rear. So never really put in the race. It's not a regular at Wolverhampton, so maybe it didn't like the course, but it was in a better race. It was in a Class 5. Southwell, in touch, lost ground, outpaced, rallied, kept on well. So it's going to stay this trip right to the line. It could even get outpaced and end up dropping to something like last. And then you've got this one here, Southwell, led at steady pace, headed, prominent. So this horse shouldn't be too far away. But the angle is, this horse is an out-and-out stayer. So as you can see here, look, it actually handles Lingfield. Yeah, so at least we know 2 mile at Lingfield. It was rated 46 that day. It's rated much higher. It's rated 53 today. So it's got more work to do. But it does seem to handle Lingfield based on that run. So what we do know is it was staying right to the line. So there's 2 horses. You've got this one, I think it's this one, Certain Style, second favourite. So this is one of the horses that went about 30 lengths clear. So as you can see here, look, took keen hold, racing second, led after 2 furlongs, soon clear, went further clear, 40 lengths ahead. Yeah, so will it do that again? Well, I'm sure they'll try the same tactics, surely. Doesn't normally, as you can see, it's not shown anything up till then. It was given a lead. Don't get me wrong, it wasn't handicapped for that. It was still off the same mark, 46. Does that mean it's well in? No, of course it doesn't, because it was given an uncontested lead, allowed to go as far in front as it wanted to, and never challenged. So I'm thinking that they might try the same tactics. If they do, we've got a chance because there's another horse that leads, and I'm sure it leads anyway. I'm probably got confused with another one. Is Devizes. Right, forget that one. Yeah, look, so prominent led, disputed lead. So the lead led again. So this horse prominent led after 2 foot. So this horse, if there's no pace, it looks like it goes to the front. It's also a doubtful stay. It's showing absolutely nothing, as you can see. 1 mile 3, 2 mile, and then if you go back, it's actually got some okay form. But it looks like it's mainly at Kempton. Clearly, it looks like it handles Lingfield because you can see 2 runs there in the middle of the screen. If this horse comes back to its best, it could be very dangerous. But I'm going to take the risk that it's not. So, but the angle I'm looking at is the fact that it might help set a fast pace. But there's a lot of horses not in form, and it could test them. And I think Sir Joseph Swan, which is not a good horse, might enjoy the quick pace and the out and out slog. So I think Sir Joseph Swan will be staying on towards the finish. So the next horse is, and this is the interesting one, it's Haveagobeau. This is a complete outsider of the lot. So the bookies are basically saying it's got the least chance of winning. Well, I'm saying that they're wrong. I'm not saying it's going to win. I'm just saying that they're wrong. So Haveagobeau at SP, it's about 50s. I'm going to show you why I've picked it in a minute. In the 130 at Lingfield, paying 4 places instead of 3. Give me a second. I don't think you can see this, so I'm just looking for the page, so not be a second. So in the 130 at Lingfield, I know you can't see it yet, but it doesn't matter. It's a poor race. The top weight has got 50, is rated 55, and it didn't win last time. It came second. It hasn't ran for 102 days. Time Patrol. So you've got those horses there. You've got two, maybe 3 out of the 5. Drawn 8, 10 and 12, which could be a disadvantage. So I did actually start looking for horses that were drawn lower with chances, and I couldn't really find them. So I looked at this one, and it's actually £5 out of the handicap because it's rated 41. But it's £5 out of the handicap, so it's off of 46. It's got a £7 claimer on board. I've heard of him, I don't know how good he is. Sorry, just realised you couldn't see that. Sorry. Haveagobeau. So Haveagobeau, Jack Dace on board. So I'm just going to click that. So I'm having to change tab every time. I should have just clicked share entire screen. So it's off of 41, but it's actually off. It's actually off 13. Yeah, so it's off 46 today, but it's got a £7 cleaner. So it's actually off a mark technically of 39. Well, I'll tell you what, if it runs to that level, or the Chelmsford run, I think it's got a chance. And this is what really interests me. And I'm going to show you this now. So you've got Lingfield here. It handles Lingfield, beaten 4 lengths. I think that run, and bear with me, I'm going to show you something now which you'll think, you've got a point. Right. Look at that run there. Didn't beat a single horse home. Tailed off, right? I want you to tell me. Well, you can't tell me, but I shall tell you very shortly. So then you can see another run there. Didn't beat a single horse home. Charlie, why are you showing me this? That run there didn't beat a single horse home. Yeah, they give an explanation, but I'm going to give my own explanation. Cheap Pieces didn't beat a horse home. Cheap Pieces didn't beat a horse home. Cheap Pieces didn't beat a horse home. This horse, in my opinion, is not going to finish last. I know that I'm keeping the options open there, but I believe this horse has got more of a chance than people are saying because in its 2 previous runs, without the Cheap Pieces, it was beaten 3 lengths and 3 lengths again. I tell you what, I wouldn't mind shouting a 50-1 on that has been only beaten twice in its last 3 runs by 3 lengths. I think it's got a bit of a chance. Would it come placed? Actually, probably not. Who knows? But I tell you what, 50-1. I'll be having a bit of that. I'll also be having a little bit each way on it, maybe £1 or £2 each way on it. And it's also drawn low. So I think that horse has got every chance, a much better chance than they're giving it. They're giving it credit for. So the next bet is, and I tell you what, I actually like the look of this one. like I did the last one, but I mean, these have also got me juices flowing. So it's a 20p win, lucky 15, and I think, yeah, and I've had a, right. So this one comes to a tenner in total. And I've actually had win singles on them as well. So basically, if one of these horses out of the four wins, depending which one wins, you'll roughly get just over half your money back. So Star Legend at 2-1 in the 12-13 at Fakenham, paying four places instead of three. I think this horse, this is the kind of horse that I like the look of. It's an absolutely dreadful race, and this is why I've taken the price. I think it could end up. I think this horse could end up something like 11-8 even money, because right. I'm going to show you very shortly. I'm just looking for the. So the 12-13 at Fakenham. So this horse, Star Legend. First of all, this is a dreadful race. You've got the second favourite, first time tongue strap and blink combo. Also another one, tongue strap, cheek piece. This is a dreadful race, by the way. Absolutely dreadful. The only horse I did fancy slightly, and I mean slightly, was Go Fox, but I can't have it. So Star Legend. So this is what I normally go for when I'm looking for horses that have ran over long distance on the flat. I'll show you now. So it's over 2 mile 4, and it's won over. I believe it's won. Yeah, it's won over course and distance off of a £2 lower mark than this. So this horse, I believe, is crying out for this step up in trip. Although you wouldn't think so on how it ran last time. I just don't think it liked the tactics at Southwark because, as I said in the past, this horse is a 1 mile 6 horse. This horse is a 2 miler on the all weather. 1 mile 6, 1 mile 6. Yeah, you can see the one further down. Chester 2 mile 2. This horse, it isn't like lightning. It's packed full of stamina from the flat, so it won't be wanting 2 miles at Huntington. It won't really be wanting in my. Well, I say saying that it's got the similar today, but I'm thinking the good to soft ground at Southwark might have just been its undoing that day. Don't get me wrong, and I'm going to contradict myself here. It's actually good to soft at Fakenham, but I think this horse could well race. I think it needs to race prominently. And I think the petrified of the James Owen stable because they're absolutely flying. So I'm thinking that was a better that was a better race at Southall, even though it wasn't very good. And I just think it was a bad run. The cheek pieces once again have been taken off, and the visor's gone back on. So the last time it ran in a visor, it ran a half decent race at Yarmouth. That was the first time visor. So I'm thinking occasionally it just needs to kick up the backside every so often. So I think that one's got a decent chance. Is it a strong favourite? No, but it is a strong favourite in the context of the race. The next selection is Yoken in the 12:43 at Fakenham. Another one where it's a dreadful race. I've gone for these dreadful races because I also think that there's opportunities to take the favourite on. So the favourite is Brave Jen. Already Awoken's drifted slightly, but I thought it was a 2 horse race. And let's click on Brave Jen. So this is the favourite, and for me, it's handicap its race post ratings are below its official rating, which shows me it's handicapped up to its best. I don't think there's much more to come from this one, and I don't think it finds a great deal, in my opinion. Certainly over anything over 2 mile, but this is Fakenham, so it's easy to get home. So that's where you can give it half a chance. But 2 mile, half a furlong at South. No, it's at Market Raisin, and this is This is what happened last time. So it held up last, smooth headway, and pressed leader 2 out. Briefly led, weakened gradually. Right, 3-runner race. It was a dreadful 3-runner race. It was even money favourite. Sedgefield, undulating course, prominent, disputed lead, led clearly, final stride. So that's a positive for it, but it's off £1 higher this time. Hexham took keen hold, weak and quickly running. Well, to be fair, I can understand that at Hexham, but I just don't think it finds a great deal under pressure. Yoken is nothing special. So why have I gone for this? Well, I've kind of contradicted myself again because its racing post ratings are below, but I think this easier course will help it because I don't think this is another one that's really benefited from running at Hexham, and I think it's found it quite tough going. I think this horse will appreciate better ground, and I just think Tim Easterby is very good at getting poor horses to win very poor races, and I think basically it's not the best explanation, but I just think it's got a better chance, and I think Jamie Hamilton's probably one of the better jockeys in the race. So here are the next two. So the next two are Melusine de Pale in the 1:13 at Fakenham, and the final one is Go West in the 1:43 at Fakenham. So what I've had 20 pence win lucky 15, but I've had £3 on Star Legend because it's my strongest fancy. I've had £1 on Yoken, which is now looks like it's about 5-1. I might be wrong. £1 on Melusine de Pale, and £2 on Go West. Go West is about 11-8. I was going to have the higher amount of cash on this horse, but I just fancy the other one stronger. So Go West, in my opinion, right. So I'm going to explain very briefly about Go West. 143, because it's potentially a 2-horse race. However, this horse is either going to hack up this other horse or comfortably get beat. In fact, it's favourite now, so they've flipped. So this Miss Cynthia, so this is an interesting one because this is the opposite of this is the kind of horse that I like to look to lay because clearly they think a little bit of something off it. It's off 2 mile 4 furlong. If this were over 2 mile, it would have been like my nap lay because it wouldn't want that distance, but it isn't. It's over 2.5 mile. So you can't see this currently. So there you go. So it's a very decent flat horse, this Miss Cynthia. However, it's stamina packed again. So its last run was over the flat in a very, very good race. It was a Group 1 race, yeah, over 2 mile 4 on soft ground. 2 mile again. And don't get me wrong, this horse was probably classy enough to win this kind of race, even though it's absolutely packed solid with stamina. If this is a slowly run race, it could still just about get away with winning it. Might just about have enough, but it wouldn't want that. So don't get wrong, it's also its debut over hurdles. So I think this horse is vulnerable. And I mean extremely vulnerable. That's why I've gone for Go West, because Go West have got a little bit of form in the book. It's not one of Paul Nicholls' superstars, but I think it could take advantage if there's a slow pace, or the favourite can't jump very well because it's his debut. So it'll be interesting to see anyway. I find it very interesting the fact that Lucy Wadham might, let's say she thinks she's got a superstar on her hands and takes it to Fakenham. So I find that quite interesting. So those are all the selections. I might have a football bet a bit later on, but I'll put that in the description or the first comment at about before 12 o'clock if I'm having one. So return at 12 o'clock if you want the football bet. But I'll see what there is because I've not even looked yet, to be honest. So I wish you the very best of luck. Charlie Winters, over and out. Cheers, mate.